This was an absolutely devastating fire, and as you mentioned, we are going to be getting an update from police around noon today. But this morning, as you can see behind me, the demolition of this home continues. The home that caught fire has actually been entirely torn down. What you're looking at now is that crews are working to tear down the adjacent house that was attached to it. You can see that there's very extensive fire damage on the roof of that house as well. And I just spoke to the owner of that home. Of course, he did not want to be on camera, but he says that they were able to get some important documents out and some of the children's toys, but not much else, as the damage is considered too extensive for them to enter the home, and the roof was at risk of collapsing. Now, as I mentioned, this fire broke out in the early hours of Thursday morning. It was a very large, very fast-moving fire. 2 people were pronounced dead at the scene, and then 4 others were taken to hospital. 3 of them are now in stable condition, including a pregnant mother and her 5-year-old child. 1 adult male, his condition was stable for a short while, but then he's back in critical condition, and police said that that is quite common when it comes to burn injuries. Now, in the immediate aftermath of the fire, we heard that 3 people were missing, and it was deemed necessary to demolish the home in order to search for them. And during that demolition process on Friday, the remains of 1 adult were found. Another adult and toddler are still unaccounted for. So we know that in total, there were 11 people that lived in the home. 9 of them were part of a multi-generational family, and 2 others were living in the basement. We also know that, as per Mayor Patrick Brown, this property is owned by what he called an absentee landlord, and the property was not licensed for multiple tenants. Over the past 6 years, the home had a history of compliance issues, and the city had issued multiple orders to comply with building and fire safety requirements. Now, of course, the community here, as I mentioned, remains very shaken up. We did speak to a neighbor who lives just about 5 houses down from where the fire happened. Take a listen to his thoughts about this devastation in his neighborhood.
I'm feeling very sad. It is 3 o'clock. I got a call from my neighbor. There is a fire in the street, and I was sleeping, and when we saw it was like a hell. We feel very sorry about what happened, and we don't want this to happen, not in our locality or anywhere else. So we pray to God that those who have departed, their soul rest in peace.
Now, on Friday, when the remains of 1 individual were found inside the home, the coroner was called, and the demolition was paused for a period of time. But as I mentioned earlier, of course, it has resumed, and now crews are taking down the adjacent home that was also damaged in the fire. We'll have more information later this afternoon, as police are expected to speak to media. And as we can see, again, the demolition here continues. We'll have more updates as the day progresses.